All right, this is page 107 on the PDF version, and in the book, it's page 157. The Struggler Continued. So make sure you're taking notes, and I'll talk about the things that I feel are important. But the more notes you take, the more possibility you will do better on a test, especially an essay test. We move forward now to a cold night struggle. We'll let the book thief catch up later. It was November 3rd, and the floor of the train held onto his feet. In front of him, he read from the copy of Mein Kampf, his savior. Sweat was swimming out of his hands. Finger marks clutched the book. Book Thief Productions officially presents Mein Kampf, My Struggle by Adolf Hitler. Behind Max Vandenberg, the city of Stuttgart opened its arms in mockery. He was not welcome there, and he tried not to look back as the stale bread disintegrated in his stomach. A few times, he shifted again and watched the lights become only a handful and then disappear altogether. Look proud, he advised himself. You cannot look afraid. Read the book. Smile at it. It's a great book, the greatest book you've ever read. Ignore that woman on the other side. She's asleep now anyhow. Come on, Max. You're only a few hours away. As it had turned out, the promised return visit in the room of darkness didn't take days. It had taken a week and a half, then another week till the next, and another until he lost all sense of passing of days and hours. He was relocated once more, to another small storage room where there was more light, more visits, and more food. Time, however, was running out. I'm leaving soon, his friend Walter Kugler told him. You know how it is, the army. I'm sorry, Walter. Walter Kugler, Max's friend from childhood, placed his hand on the Jew's shoulder. It could be worse. He looked at his friend in his Jewish eyes. I could be you. So think about that. Think about Max. He's been living in these storage rooms for what you'll find out is about 2 years, just to try to live. And he's apologizing to Walter because he's in the war. And Walter's like, seriously, it could be a lot worse. I could be you. I could be in your position right now. At least Walter, think about that. Walter at least has the opportunity to live. And if Max gets caught, I mean, he will be killed. So Walter, even in the war, he has a chance to live. That was their last meeting. A final package was left in the corner, and this time there was a ticket. Walter opened Mein Kampf and slid it inside. Next to the map he'd brought with the book itself, page 13. He smiled. For luck, yes? For luck, and the two of them embraced. When the door shut, Max opened the book and examined the ticket. Stuttgart to Munich to Passing. It left in 2 days in the night, just in time to make the last connection. From there, he would walk. The map was already in his head, folded in quarters. The key was still taped to the inside cover. He sat for half an hour before stepping toward the bag and opening it. Apart from food, a few other items sat inside. The extra contents of Walter Kugler's gift. One small razor, a spoon, the closest thing to a mirror, shaving cream, a pair of scissors. When he left it, the storeroom was empty, but for the floor. Goodbye, he whispered. The last thing Max saw was a small mound of hair sitting casually against the wall. Goodbye. And with a clean-shaven face and lopsided yet neatly combed hair, he had walked out of the building a new man. In fact, he walked out German. Hang on a second. He was German. Or more to the point, he had been. Explain that. Understand that. He lived in Germany. Just because he was Jewish doesn't make him not German. So it's like suddenly, he's friends with Walter Kugler, who's a German. They grow up together, and then they can't be friends because Hitler says that they can't. In his stomach was the electric combination of nourishment and nausea. He walked to the station. He showed his ticket and identity card, and now he sat in a small compartment of the train, directly in danger spotlight. Papers. That was what he dreaded to hear. It was bad enough when he stopped on a platform. He knew he could not withstand it twice. The shivering hands, the smell, no, the stench of guilt. He simply couldn't bear it again. Fortunately, they came through early and only asked for the ticket, and now all that was left was a window of small towns, the congregations of lights, and the woman snoring on the other side of the compartment. For most of the journey, he made his way through the book, trying never to look up. The words lolled about in his mouth as he read them. Strangely, as he turned the pages and progressed through the chapters, it was only 2 words he ever tasted. Mein Kampf, My Struggle. The title, over and over again, as the pain prattled on, from one German town to the next. Mein Kampf, of all the things to save him.